What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love P-Valley, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about P-Valley Season 2, Episode 6. This is the recap. So I'm going to try my best to go over all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And once again, as I told you guys last night, just when you thought the show was good and it could not get any better, they give us episode 6, and episode 6 was flat out crazy. It was very emotional. Of course, your boy Big Teak, he did not make it, man. It was just crazy, man. Just seeing, how everything played out, the foreshadow of death. We knew from the very beginning of the episode that death was coming. You know what I'm saying? From the signs that we got, we can tell that something was going to happen. It was just a matter of time until we actually saw it. So we're going to talk about all those different things in this video. I know the outfit that Big Teak had on, the King of Hearts outfit, it definitely was telling me that it was going to be some type of death. Growing up, I know that was one of the things that we always talked about, because the King of Hearts, I mean, it looks like the dude is offing himself in the actual card, right? So that's what I always thought growing up. When I saw Big Teak with that shirt on, I'm looking like, okay, this is not going to end well. I know that card has a lot of other meanings. I believe one of them was like a kind-hearted, fair man. But like I told you guys, growing up, that death meaning was always something that was talked about, especially on how the card looks. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what y'all think about that. You guys let me know, man, what do y'all think about episode 6? As far as I know, we should be going on a break. We will not be getting an episode of P-Valley next week. I believe the show should be returning on July 24th. I told you guys in my quick thoughts, early impressions video, make sure you still check out the Starz app at 12 a.m. next week, because Starz has a history of releasing episodes early, even though they're supposed to be going on break. I told you guys they did this before in the past with Power, and we know they did it with BMF. Now, if anything does changes as far as, the break, I will let you guys know. But from the information that I do have, it's supposed to be July 24th as the return. But let's get into this recap. As I told you guys, I'm going to try to focus on the key points. If I miss anything, you let me know down below. In this episode, we saw a lot of different things. The beginning of the episode, we saw your boy Diamond, and we saw him clapping Big Bone's cheeks, as I told y'all, not just in the TV show, but in real life. It was funny because we heard your girl Big Bone talking about she's not trying to have no baby, but we know in real life she is having your boy Diamond's baby in real life. But during this whole session, your boy Diamond kept seeing Keyshawn. He couldn't even look Big Bone in the eyes. And right after, we saw Big Bone get up. She was walking around, being nosy, and she ended up seeing the ring. Montavious' ring was saw by Big Bone. We talked about this in the fan prediction video that I dropped yesterday. I told you guys that if she was to see this ring and ask him about it, I believe it's a higher chance that she is connected to Montavious. We still have a lot more story to be told when it comes to this whole storyline. You guys let me know down below. Do y'all believe that Big Bone is connected to Montavious? Now, they made it a point to keep showing this ring, so something is definitely up with that ring and this whole storyline with Big Bone and Diamond, in my opinion. Now, Diamond tells her, don't touch that ring unless you want all types of weird stuff to happen to you, right? And he tells her he has the ring for protection. And we know Big Bone, she's gonna continue to press or whatever, talking about you don't look like you's the type of person that needs protection. And she also tells him to pretty much take off the condom, like to pretty much bust in her mouth. I'm looking like, okay, she's a real freak, right? And Diamond like, look, I ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm protecting my seed. I ain't just about to be having my seed everywhere. And that's how I'm rolling. I'm gonna be smart with it. Well, Diamond, continue to be smart. And you need to watch this girl. I told you guys, I don't trust Big Bone. Whether she's connected to Montavious or not, I will not tell this girl anything. You know what I'm saying? I will keep certain information to myself, and hopefully Diamond does that down the line. But as I told you guys, at the end of the scene, they go back to that ring once again. So to me, I believe it's going to come back up later on in the season. Now, right after that, we get to your boy Big Teak and Little Murder. We know Little Murder will be doing this whole celebration for Big Teak. And everything is going good, but it's almost like it's too good. Like Big Teak is actually having a good time. He's having fun. He's having a solid episode at the very beginning. And it's almost like he is sad and happy at the same time. We saw the little disclaimer at the beginning of the episode about mental health and suicide. And I'm just thinking like, man, the way that they're showing us Big Teak at the very beginning of the episode, I just had that funny feeling that something may just happen to him. And the way he was looking, of course, Little Murder told him, look, you gonna be all right, you good. But Big Teak was just happy, you know what I'm saying? He was happy that all these different things was happening to him. But at the same time, if you've been paying attention to what Big Teak has been talking about these last few episodes, they have been foreshadowing death and, you know, some of the things that he's been going through. And in this episode, he kind of revealed more information about what he went through growing up. And I'm glad that they actually gave us an explanation of what he went through, because this dude was having all types of outbursts. I mean, exploding, you know, having all these anger problems, but it all made sense once we got that full detailed story of what he went through. Then we get to Autumn Night, and she's trying to prepare for this whole masquerade. She's taking a shower. We know Big L turned off the shower because of what Autumn Night has been doing. Uncle Cliff is pissed off at Autumn Night, right? Because she is trying to set a club, and Uncle Cliff does not want that to happen at all. Now they're trying to figure out Autumn Night's next move. It's difficult. It's difficult to even deal with her because, of course, she bought the club. On top of that, she's involved with the whole Montavious thing. Of course, we know she didn't pull the trigger and she didn't hide the body. So Big L and Uncle Cliff have to figure out, you know, another option when dealing with her. And at the same time, they have to figure out a way to open up the pink without any violations. And that's going to be difficult. Now, we see that Whisper and Roulette, they're going to be dancing at this, I guess, spades tournament. And they're talking about bringing the pink to the people. Uncle Cliff pissed off. I mean, they're pretty much using the pink's brand to promote what they're going to be doing. So you already know Uncle Cliff is going to be pissed off at that. Then we get to Big Teak. He's at the barbershop with Little Murder. And the barber is talking about that Big Teak is casket fresh. And I'm looking like, okay, yeah, something is definitely going to happen to your boy Big Teak. He looks in the mirror, and of course we see a picture of Robert Johnson. He's supposed to be the godfather of blues. And I guess the rumor, the myth is that he sold his soul to the devil for his talents or whatever. I guess at the crossroads. That is the myth. Now in this picture, we can see the shadow. We can see the devil horns. Once again, we're getting a foreshadow of death, and it involves Big Teak. So like I said, we know what's coming. It's just a matter of time before it happens. Now Keyshawn is having a conversation with Little Murder. She is telling him about what Rome tried to do to her in last week's episode. Little Murder was like, well, I guess he got what he deserved. And she was trying to tell him more details. She did explain to him that Rome knew his secret, right? And right before she can really talk to him about the details, your boy, the weirdo, the sicko, Derek comes in. And I'm looking like, please, we need to be smoking on that Derek pack. I am tired of seeing this dude's face each and every week. He gotta go, plain and simple. Now, he does ask Keyshawn who she's talking to. She does tell him it was Little Murder, and it was talking about the details of Rome's funeral. And of course, Derek would say that Rome was a good dude. He got her all those deals. I'm looking like he was a sicko just like you. I told you guys, I'm tired of hearing Derek, his voice, everything about him. I'm tired of seeing the dude. Now, he would ask Keyshawn if she wants to go with him. I guess he was going to his boy's Justin's spot, talking about he needed to help him put in this fire pit and talk about some potential jobs. Like, Derek, you not getting no job. Each and every week you keep talking about jobs, but the last thing I see you doing is actually working. Now, Keyshawn, she's not going to go. Like, look at her. You think she want to go? Like, really? It ain't happening. I was really hoping Keyshawn could somehow, some way get up out of here, but we know that did not happen. Now, Big Teak comes outside. He can see that Little Murder is down and out, whatever. We know Little Murder is talking about one day everything can be popping, and the next day it can just change just like that. And this is where your boy Big Teak pretty much tells Little Murder, well, that's why you got to live every day like it's your last. So once again, we're getting a foreshadow of death. And Big Teak, he was pretty much just trying to drop Little Murder off so he can go do what he wanted to do. He's probably was thinking about offing himself earlier on in the day, to be honest with you. Luckily, Little Murder told him, like, nah, I'm trying to kick it with you unless you got something else better to do. So we know, based off Big Teek's actions and his body language, he was definitely thinking about, taking himself out early on in this episode. Then we get to Mercedes and Shell. This scene was released earlier on in the week, so we kind of already knew, what it was going to be about. We know Mercedes ended up telling Shell that she told, or at least said, that Terica was a mistake. And I'm looking like, really? Like, you really said that? She don't even remember it. Your girl Shell don't remember it because he's a drunk. And she had the nerve to talk about what Mercedes can't do. Mercedes, she is just trying to help. You a drunk. Terica needs, somebody that's going to be there and supportive, not somebody that's drunk all the time, not somebody that ain't got no food up in the house, that ain't got no job. I mean, come on. This lady is loyal to a dead man that cheated on her, right? And she's going to continue to do it. And she's talking about, you ain't slick. Like, really? As Mercedes said, it doesn't matter what she does, she would never be good enough. Shell is always going to have some type of an excuse, right? Shell and Derek, both of them need to go to the unemployment office together because it seems like they can never get a job and they always got some type of excuse on what's going on and why things are not going the way they need them to go. Now, Mercedes does have a conversation with the coach. The coach, he wants that Mercedes experience once again, well, at least his wife does. And Mercedes knows, like, deep down inside, like, man, this is going to be a problem, but business is business. At the same time, Mercedes, she is trying to get in contact with Terica because she knows she needs to talk to her. But we know later on in the episode, she's going to talk to her daughter, all right. Then we get to Big Teek and Little Murder. They're on a date. And what we're getting is more details of what was going on when they both was locked up. And of course, Big Teek does mention, like, man, so it seems like the whole world has moved on. And once we get the details of how Little Murder feels about Uncle Cliff and what happened, Big Teek, in my opinion, felt like, man, so he found someone else and he really loves Uncle Cliff. And the way that Little Murder was explaining Uncle Cliff, Big Teek can, can pretty much tell, like, okay, this dude really, likes Uncle Cliff for real. And, he's really moved on from me. Now, some of you guys stated that maybe this was the final straw for Big Teek in the sense of that, Little Murder is not for him and he's moved on and he really doesn't have anything else to live for because he's not going to be able to have Little Murder like he wants him. And it's not going to be the way it used to be. Things have changed, as he stated. Things have changed in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Little Murder does explain that he effed up with Uncle Cliff and he feels like he effed up with Big Teek as well. And Big Teek tells him, look, you forgiven. So it seems like Big Teek is just trying to move on from this situation, and it can probably help Little Murder move on as well. Now we get to your girl Keyshawn, and man, this pissed me off right here, y'all. A lot of y'all was pissed off too about this scene. She's seen that Derek has left, right? We know Derek has her location, his track, GPS, and everything like that, so he can tell when she moves. Now she gets the strap, the pink strap that we know Autumn Night told her she can have last season. And of course, she's probably thinking about taking down Derek if she really has to. I was hoping she would just do it, but she didn't. Now she grabs the kids and she gets up out of there. The sad thing is, I just knew something was going to happen. Like, it was too good to be true. It's no way she was just going to be able to get away just like that. She goes outside, she gets the kids in the car, she starts up the car. Well, she tries to start up the car and it ain't cutting on. She finds out that she does not have a battery. So Derek has removed the battery because he understood that she was going to try to run. Now, a lot of you guys stated she could have still got away. She could have called an Uber, a Lyft, something. Get the hell up out of there, right? And if you're going to stay, you need to off Derek. Drop him off. Get him up out of here. But no, Keyshawn decides to stay, and this whole storyline is going to continue to play out. I'm just hoping Keyshawn can make it out alive because it's not looking good for your girl. Then we get to Big Teek and Little Murder at the gas station. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I thought your boy Big Teek was about to get sprayed up at the gas station when they was out there, celebrating. Now they play Little Murder's new track with Megan Thee Stallion, aka Tina Snow. I believe the track is called Get on the Floor. and you can hear it playing. They having a good old time out there. Big Teak, the way he was looking, I swear it just seemed like somebody was gonna go out there and just smoke the dude. Now he was about to get into a fight with a dude out there because they was taking all day. They was up in the spot and the dude needed to pump his gas, but that did not happen, right? Now we get to Whisper and Roulette, and they killing it. Remember, they were at this whole spades tournament. They're dancing. Now Whisper notices that Roulette is doing some special moves up there, man. She's killing it. It's quite obvious that Roulette is the better dancer. At least that's what it seems like. Now, even though Roulette is killing it, it seems like your boy Terrence wants a piece of Whisper. And Roulette, she's upset, like, really? Because this dude is willing to pay 2 stacks to go down on a Whisper, where we know your girl Roulette had to get on her knees. So, of course, she's going to feel some type of way about that. At the same time, the show once again does a great job at showing us how much attention the girls with lighter skin get. And deep down inside, Roulette feels this. You know, she's like, okay, I see what time it is. She's getting all this attention because she's light skinned for real. She's dancing. And of course, everybody's going to show her a little more attention, even though Roulette feels like she is just as or more talented than Whisper, and she's worth it. But y'all know how it is. Then we get to Mercedes, the coach, and Farrah. And we know Farrah, she's trying to get a piece, man. She's trying to get a piece. She don't care. Mercedes has to let her know, like, look, don't mess up my bag. Like, look, I'm not trying to mess this up. We got to make sure that the coach does not know about what we did. We don't want him getting mad. And Farrah, for real, she don't care. She don't care at all. But we know deep down inside it's going to be an issue. And that's exactly what happens later on in the episode. Now, we get to your girl Autumn Night. She makes sure she goes to this masquerade, and she does ask Andre some questions about, you know, him becoming mayor and what he can bring to the table and how he really is going to help out the people. And Andre is kind of caught off guard about the question. At the same time, Corbin, he is pissed off. He doesn't even want Autumn Night there in the first place, but Andre was smart about it. He answered the question well, and he rebounded. And to me, I think he helped promote his whole campaign that much more. But Corbin does kick Autumn Night up out of there because he's like, look, you're not about to mess up any type of business deals with me, right? Now, right after that, we get back to your girl Roulette, and we can tell she's still feeling some type of way about Whisper and all the attention that Whisper is getting. It's kind of similar to last season with Mercedes and Autumn Night. Remember, Autumn Night, she can dance, but not really. She wasn't even on the level of Mercedes, but she kept bringing in all the customers. She kept getting all that money. It's almost like the same thing, in my opinion. This time around, I want to see how they're going to do this storyline, and I want to know if Whisper and Roulette are going to talk about this in the next episode. Then we get to the Mercedes Experience Part 3, and this time around, Farrah, she on one. Farrah ain't playing around. She's like, look, I know how to please her better than you. The coach gets pissed off. He's like, look, it's no way you're an expert already. I mean, you two have been doing something behind my back. He's upset. And I'm thinking like, dude, don't get mad. You was the one that brought Mercedes in this. Like, why are you mad? Looking like a swole ass candy man. Like, dude, you brought her up in here. Now you want to be all mad. Like, for real? You should be happy that your wife isn't even agreeing to doing this. And you got another chick up in there. I mean, how would you feel if Farrah wanted another dude up in there, clapping her cheeks while you watching? How would you feel about that? See, you won't be able to handle it. I know he would not be able to handle that. Now Mercedes is losing out on money. She's all screwed up because the coach is jealous. He's mad. And I'm looking like, man, it's crazy, right? And ain't nothing I guess his wife can do about it. Mercedes is just ass out for real. Then we get to Roulette and Duffy. And you guys let me know, man, how do you see this all playing out? Now, they do like each other, but I got a funny feeling that it's not going to end well. It's just two toxic people hanging around. And at the end of the day, somebody's going to get hurt. I would not be surprised if Duffy end up getting hurt when it's all said and done. But I guess they might as well enjoy it while they can. I mean, at the end of the day, as I told you, this is not going to end well. Then we get to your girl, Miss Mississippi. She got the strap. She's thinking about pulling the trigger. She's thinking about giving us that Derek pack because the people has been waiting on that Derek pack, but she decides not to do it. And I'm thinking like, man, the longer you wait, the worse this is going to get. I'm not going to say this right now. Hopefully she don't end up getting off messing around with this crazy dude because it definitely seems like that's going to be the case. I hope that does not happen. And Derek talking about, I noticed you did not move. Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do, because you're a stalker, you is controlling, and you need to go. Then we get to Wody and Little Murder. Now, Wody is telling him, like, look, Big T can't come back with us on the road. I mean, he's a hothead. He's just too much, and we cannot continue to deal with that. And of course, Little Murder is talking about, look, he will handle it. He can deal with Big T. He gonna be all right. But Wody ain't having it. And he tells Little Murder about Rome and him ODing. And of course, Little Murder is like, how do you even know he OD'd, right? Now, Wody does tell Little Murder, like, look, if you don't want to handle Big Teak, I will, because I am good at what I do. We know this is true. We saw what your boy Wody did last week. We still smoking on that Rome pack. But at the end of the day, the phone ended up cutting off when they was having a very interesting conversation. And we know your boy Little Murder had to go in and save Big Teak because he went into his old house. Now, Little Murder does grab the gun out of the glove department. He notices that Big Teak left it, and he takes him his strap, telling him why did he enter the trap without his heat on him, right? Now, the whole time, Big Teak is in there having some crazy flashbacks, like some PTSD. I mean, he's going through it. Mentally, he ain't there, y'all. He is not there. He is not in a good place mentally. I mean, at the end of the day, as I told you, they kept foreshadowing death, and we're starting to see more and more of what Big Teak is going through in his head. We know when he was a kid what his moms did to his siblings, and it was crazy. I'm glad that they did explain that later on in the episode, but Little Murder saving him was just prolonging what was going to happen. We knew eventually it was going to end. But as we got closer to the end of the episode, I was just hoping that Big T can get out alive, but that didn't happen. Now, Autumn Night goes outside. She doesn't really leave at all after Corbin kicks her out. She waits for Georgia to come, and we know that Georgia is the executive of Promised Land, so she pretty much calls all the shots. So this was smart. Autumn planned this out. This way she can get a better offer on the club, and I guess it worked out, right? Now, of course, Corbin's pissed off. It seems like Andre is pissed off. Well, we know he's pissed off. Now, Georgia is talking about she doesn't even care who the mayor is. All she cares about is the casino, plain and simple. And she does tell Autumn Night that, look, we're probably going to give you a better deal on that club. And we know she was upset with Andre because he did not outbid Autumn Night. But remember, Andre did this purposely, right? He could have outbid her, but he wanted to do something good from Autumn Night. But it goes to show you that he really had true feelings for her, and he had the power, which we know later on in the episode, she tells him that. Then we get to Grandma Ernestine. We talked about this fan prediction a couple weeks back. Some people believed it. Some people said, Toy wasn't coughing. She was sneezing. It was just allergies, and that is not a symptom of COVID. But it was some people that said that they had, stories of people with high allergies that actually had COVID. So at the end of the day, regardless of what you want to think, Toy had COVID. She spread it at the club. We talked about this, and now Grandma Ernestine has it. And that's an issue. That's a major deal because hopefully she's able to beat this. I'm not trying to see Grandma Ernestine pass away this season. I mean, we already got these 2 back-to-back deaths. I don't want to see Grandma being one of those people that's taken out. Now, Uncle Cliff calls Toy and tells Toy, like, look, I knew it wasn't allergies. I knew you had COVID. So what do you guys think is going to happen to Grandma Ernestine? Will she be able to beat this? And if Grandma Ernestine has it, that means a lot of the people at that club, they got COVID too, because we know Toy, she was sneezing all up over the place, just straight up nasty. I got a feeling it's not going to end well, in my opinion. Then we get to Andre. He's upset with Autumn Night because he believes she could have possibly messed up his whole deal with running for mayor. I mean, he's pissed off, and he tells Autumn Night, like, look, I saved you. You know what I'm saying? I allowed you to win the auction. I could have, outbid you if I wanted to. And I'm pretty sure everybody already knew that, especially the way that your boy Andre was looking. He could have, but he didn't. Now, Autumn tells him, like, yeah, you could have, you got all the power. What do you want me to do for you? And she was pretty much doing anything that Andre wanted her to do, had her crawling around and all that. And your boy Andre finally clapped those cheeks. I mean, it's been a long time coming. This should have already happened last season, but it happened in season 2. So at least he got a good deal out of this. My only thing is, your girl Autumn done put that spell on him. She already had him doing things for her without giving him those cheeks. Now that she's gave him those cheeks, just imagine what he's gonna do now. She gonna have this dude all over the place and whipped. But we gonna find out. Now, we get to Big Teak, a Little Murder. They having a hell of a conversation, y'all. We learn about Big Teak's life and what he's been through as a child. And we learn that his mother took the life of his 3 siblings. I mean, it was a hell of a story, right? And Big Teak felt like he should have been gone a long time ago, that he should not be there right now, and that the devil was inside of his mother. And he explains that the devil was inside Bootsy as well. And of course, Little Murder tells him that devil is in the house, and that's it. But Big Teak tells him no, the devil was out, the devil is in him. So of course, Little Murder makes sure he stays around. He doesn't want to leave Big Teak. He understands that he's going through some stuff. And Big Teak tells him, like, look, I'm trying to drop you off. I am trying to drop you off. Let me do it. But Little Murder will not leave the car. He understood that Big Teak was going to do something stupid, and he didn't want to leave his boy. So Big Teak, he yells at him, tells him to get the F out the car. He puts the strap to his head, and you already know what time it is. You know what time it is. Big Teak explains, like, man, look, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I am tired. And it makes a lot of sense on why Big Teak behaved the way he did. As far as his anger and the way he would just explode like that, I mean, based on his story, it's very understandable. But then again, you never really know what a person is going through. We don't know how Big Teak was handling all of this. Apparently, it was really getting to him, and it was weighing very, very heavily on him. And he felt like it was only one way that he can handle it, that he can end it, right? And he had to go out the way he went out. It was sad. I did not want to see it. I was hoping Big Teak would not go out like this. Little Murder tried to stop it, but it's only so much a person can do. We hear the gunshot and we already know what time it is. So everything that we saw at the beginning of the episode, all those signs, I mean, this is the conclusion of that. Those 4 shadows, of course, the devil, the shadow in that picture or whatever. I mean, it all really made sense when we saw the conclusion. It's just sad that, Little Murder, he had to witness this. And I'm pretty sure it's going to change him. A person is not going to forget something like this. This is going to definitely get to him. I'm eager to see how Little Murder is going to respond to this in the future episodes. But you guys let me know, man. What do you think about your boy Big Teak, the way he went out? As I stated, understanding somebody's situation is one thing, but understanding how they're dealing with that pain, with that trauma, that's a completely different thing as well. Big Teak, he was struggling, man, and he was dealing with those demons and that mental health. It ain't no joke. It's really no joke for real, man. So RIP to the boy Big Teak, and hopefully Little Murder can pull through, this crazy event. Now, just when you thought the episode was over and that was it, no, we get hit with another shocker, which, of course, Terica ends up pregnant. This is something that Mercedes definitely did not want to happen, because now it's like a repeat of her life. She got pregnant when she was a teenager. Now Terica is pregnant. This is going to be a huge deal for Mercedes to deal with. And like I said, this episode, they just kept hitting us with back-to-back shockers. I'm looking like, man, what else is next? What else is going to happen? Now, at the end of the episode, Grandma Ernestine, she opens up the door. Little Murder, he comes there because he don't got nobody else to go to, right? And he knows that Uncle Cliff is going to be there for him. Uncle Cliff did ask Little Murder how he was doing. I believe like a few episodes back, Little Murder never responded, but now Little Murder is here to respond in person, and he tells Uncle Cliff, I'm not okay. So we know Little Murder is going to need all the help he can get mentally. He's going to need somebody to be there for him. Luckily, Uncle Cliff is here. You know what I'm saying? The sad thing is your girl, Grandma Ernestine, she got COVID. No telling who else got it. Little Murder can have it. Uncle Cliff can have it. People at the club can have it. This whole storyline is crazy, y'all. It is crazy. But to me, I don't think the pain and hurting is over yet. I think it's more to come. I will not be surprised if it is some more deaths before the end of the season. I guess the people that was on that tour, we talking about Rome, Miss Mississippi, Wody, Big Teak, and Little Murder. 2 of them was already gone. Back-to-back episodes. The question is it going to be someone else out of that little group that's going to end up being taken away? Hopefully your girl Keyshawn can get through it and she takes out Derek, and she does not allow Derek to take her out. But the whole Big Teak thing was crazy. It was a huge foreshadow. He tried to explain certain things to Little Murder about his life in past episodes, but he stopped himself. In this episode, we got the full story, and unfortunately, we lost him in this episode. I did see people talk about the gun. They were saying that Little Murder touched that gun and that may lead back to something. I don't know if they're going to get all in the details of, murder and stuff like that in the investigation. We haven't really seen anything like that this season or last season, in my opinion. So I think that's it, man. They're going to just rule it as a suicide, and, you'll see his funeral and probably in the next episode. I don't think they're going to go into mad details. The reason that I say this is because in prior deaths or whatever, like your boy Rome, it was nothing more, nothing less. It was an OD. That's it. And also, I'm hoping that nothing happens to those kids. We know Keyshawn, she put that gun in that couch. I'm hoping none of those kids grab that gun and the accident happens. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But as I told you guys, y'all let me know how y'all see this playing out. What do you think about episode 6? We will be talking about episode 7 tomorrow. And I told you guys, as far as I know, we should be going on a break. We will not be getting an episode of P Valley next week. If it does change, if I am wrong, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.